Hi again, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on the Advanced Certificate in Project Management. Today we're going to be talking about the certificate program, a little bit about the curriculum, some career opportunities in project management, and the application process for applying. And we'll also have some time at the end for some of your questions. So my name is Dawn Picken. As I said, I'm a program director here at CUNY SPS in the Office of Professional Education and Workplace Learning. We're joined today by Dr. Barbara Eddington, who is an adjunct professor in the program. She's also a PMP, which is a project management professional, and she's the director of the Center of Excellence in Project Management at St. Francis College. So we'll be hearing from Barbara a little bit later in today's presentation. So first, I wanted to tell you a little bit about our school for those of you who may not be familiar with CUNY or the CUNY School of Professional Studies. For those of you not from the New York City area, CUNY is the City University of New York. We are the public university system of New York City, and we're the largest urban university in the country. The CUNY School of Professional Studies is one of the 26 schools in the CUNY system, which includes senior colleges, community colleges, and professional schools such as ours. CUNY SPS was founded in 2003, and we're one of the newer schools in the system. We are currently part of the CUNY Graduate School and University Center, and we're accredited with the New York State Education Department. So CUNY SPS offers undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs. We have 15 undergraduate degrees that are designed for people who have some college credit but have never completed their degree. So for example, some of our bachelor's degrees are in information systems, disability studies, and health information management. We also have 11 master's degree programs, and those are in fields such as business management and leadership, youth studies, and data analytics. And then we also have 17 certificate programs, which are offered at both the undergraduate and graduate level. The project management certificate program we're talking about today is a graduate level program, which means you must have at least a bachelor's degree to apply, but we'll talk about that more in a little bit. So CUNY SPS was ranked in the top 8% in the nation, first in New York City and second in New York State in the US News and World Report's list of 2017 best online bachelor degree programs. So that's something we are very, very proud of. Currently, we have over 3,200 students enrolled in our programs, and most of our students are working adults. So our programs are geared towards teaching adult students. So more specifically about this project management certificate program, we started this program in 2008. It is a fully online program, and it's offered in an asynchronous format. That means you can log into the course site at times that are convenient for you from week to week to complete your coursework. You do not need any prior project management experience to take this program, though, as I mentioned, you do have to have a bachelor's degree. And also, as I just mentioned, this program is geared towards working adults. So it is very, very convenient for working professionals. Our faculty are practitioners in the field who have all earned their PMP, which for those of you not familiar, and I mentioned earlier, is a project management professional credential. They have many years of experience working as project managers, so they can provide real world experience to the classroom. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Barbara Eddington, who, as I mentioned, is one of our faculty, and she's going to talk about the field of project management and the certificate program curriculum. So Barbara, I will pass it on to you.
All right, thank you very much, Dawn. The program here at CUNY SPS continues to grow and attract individuals from so many professions, and I'm very proud to be a part of the project management community here at CUNY. So let me start by saying that project management at the basic level sounds very simple. It means accomplishing a goal or objective within a certain time frame and within a certain budget. That sounds very easy, but as many of you know, it is not. The project manager is a conductor of a large orchestra, and it's an art rather than a science. So when you think about that, I bet you'll see that you've all done projects. If you planned a graduation party, a wedding, or even a large Thanksgiving get-together, you've had to manage a project that had a budget, it had a deadline, and it had specific goals or objectives. Renovating your home or redecorating your apartment, those are projects. Education is a project that you are getting ready to embark on. So let's take a look at the curriculum that you would be studying. There are 3 courses in this program. Once you complete all 3 courses, you would earn a 9-credit graduate level certificate in project management. Let me talk a little bit about what you might expect to learn in each of those courses. First of all, in the fundamentals of project management will set forth the foundational elements for your studies. You will learn about the life cycle of a project and the tools and techniques used in each of those life cycle stages. You will learn the vocabulary of project managers and how to apply those concepts to real-world settings. In communication and leadership, the next course, we talk about the people aspect of projects, the soft skills, how we work together to achieve a common goal. It's a skill set we use in our everyday lives and is extremely important in collaborative projects. Developing leadership skills and managing virtual teams will also be addressed. And finally, in managing the triple constraint, we talk about the boundaries that limit a project, but also provide the opportunity for creative solutions. For example, projects typically have a limited budget and a limited timeline. Those are constraints. In this course, we talk about how to manage conflicting constraints and how to manage the financial aspects of a project. You'll learn about earned value management, and you will do some calculations, but there's formulas to calculate, but as long as you can do simple math, and I mean add, subtract, multiply, and divide, you can master the earned value concepts. So now let's address the big question. How will this certificate help you? It provides you with hands-on coursework within an academic framework. Almost every industry uses some form of project management: healthcare, government, creative fields, filmmaking, finance, and of course, IT. Some of the students in my courses have been seeking to change industries, and they want to make themselves more marketable to a broader audience. Some students are looking for upward mobility and need to sharpen the skills they already have. And project management is a skill that will serve you well in a variety of fields, as well as your personal life. Regardless of the industry in which you work, these courses will add to your marketability and help you define your professional path. Your career is also a project. You have to set the goal, determine the tactical plan on how to achieve it, and then begin the first step by taking the first course in graduate level education. So who should apply? Well, anyone who is interested in learning formal project management. Especially those who want to learn the PMI standards-based methods. The Project Management Institute, PMI, developed the global standards, and this program was designed to meet those standards. In addition, something that's very important is CUNY's Career Services Manager can help students and alumni position their certificate in their professional profiles. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Dawn, who will talk about the admission process, cost, and how to apply to the program, the all-important first step of your education project. Here you go, Dawn.
Thank you, Barbara. As I mentioned, we're going to talk about admissions requirements. As I mentioned, to apply to the program, you have to have at least a bachelor's degree with a 3.0 GPA, and that's because this is a graduate level program, so you have to have earned your undergraduate degree. So you would need to complete an application, which is available online, submit it with the application fee, which is $125, and then have your official transcripts from all schools that you have attended to us. And that would include any graduate programs or schools that you took classes at, even for credit, even if you didn't complete a degree there. For those of you who may have foreign transcripts, we need those as well. If you have foreign transcripts, you must submit the official transcript from the institution you attended, but you also have to have them officially evaluated and translated if they're in a language other than English by an organization approved by NACES, which is the National Association of Credential Evaluation Services. And you can find a list of approved organizations at their website, which is up on the screen here. Finally, if you earned your undergraduate degree from an institution outside of the United States, and you do not have an advanced degree from a US institution, then you also have to submit a TOEFL score. And for those of you not familiar, TOEFL is a test of English as a foreign language. There's more about our requirement, information on this requirement on our website. You would just go to admissions, international students, and then international graduate applicants. And so you can see more information about that there. So now we're going to talk a little bit about the cost of the program. What you see on the screen here are the tuition and fees for the current academic year 2017-2018, which would apply for a spring 2018 entry into the program. I mentioned that these are the current fees that are set by the CUNY Board of Trustees. They evaluate that year to year, and it's possible that they may go up in the future. But so currently the graduate tuition is $440 per credit, which comes to $1,320 for one course. And then there are some per semester fees that total about $100. So the total for one course, your first course, would be $1,422.50. We do have, I wanted to mention that we do have a payment plan available. So once you're accepted and registered for a class, you would be able to sign up for this payment plan and pay your tuition in installments. And the earlier you register for that payment plan, the more payments you can make in lower amounts. Unfortunately, this is a part-time program, and therefore it's not eligible for traditional financial aid. So some students do find it useful to take part of the tuition payment plan. So you will see on this slide the web address that will take you to our program page on the CUNY SPS website for where you apply. This is a screenshot that shows the program page and where the Apply Now button is, so you're familiar with that. The deadline to submit your application is January 4th. You have to actually just submit the application by then. If your transcripts come in after that date, it's okay. But if you are one of the individuals that has to get foreign transcripts sent in, you may want to start that process sooner rather than later. So we are going to, I'm going to address some questions that are asked quite frequently, and then I know that some people are chatting in some questions, and I will try to answer those if they are broad. If they are individual, very individual in nature, then we will reply to you after the webinar by email and get in touch with you. So the first question is how long it would take to earn the certificate. It typically takes, it'll take 3 semesters, taking 1 course per semester. The way that we do the scheduling, you have to take the fundamentals course in your first semester, as that's a prerequisite. And then we typically offer one of the other 2 courses and alternate them from semester to semester. So it would take 3 semesters. Another question that is frequently asked is if the program would help you get your PMP. So this program will likely fulfill the project management education requirement for obtaining your PMP through PMI, the Project Management Institute. But I do want to note that this is not a prep course for a PMP, and it's not designed to specifically help you pass the exam. Another question, and I know this came in over the chat, is about whether or not your GPA, if your GPA falls below the 3.0 requirement. If that is the case, then you can feel free to submit a personal statement along with your application that includes specific information about things like why you want to take the program, specific information about your previous academic experience, and really anything that will help us get a fuller picture of your academic ability. This is not something that you can submit with the application. You'd have to submit that outside of the application system. So if that pertains to you, you can email your statement to me. My email address will be shown on the last slide in just a minute. And you can do it that way, or you can just contact me or my colleague Brandon Kelly, whose information will be available in a minute as well, about your specific situation. Another question that I had answered previously is about financial aid. Just to reiterate that, unfortunately, traditional financial aid is not available for this program because it is part-time, but I refer back to the tuition payment plan option. And then finally, I know a lot of people wonder about how online learning works. As I had mentioned previously, these classes are asynchronous, which means you are not required to log into the course site at a specific time, but you can log in at your own convenience from week to week to complete coursework. So what we're on now is this webinar is synchronous. We logged in at 12:30 and we're covering a topic. That's not how it works. You can log into the course site at any time. We use a platform called Blackboard to run our courses. There is a live professor. Interaction between students and with your professor typically takes place on a discussion board or a blog, where you can read and respond to posts and ask questions. This program also does a lot of group work in each of the classes, where you'll be assigned into groups to work on projects. So those are the most frequently asked questions. I am going to just take a quick look at our chat board and see if there's anything else that we can cover. So someone said, do I need an advanced degree if I am PMP certified? I'm actually not sure if I understand that question. If you're PMP certified, I'm not sure you need this program. I would welcome Barbara to respond to that if you had any thoughts about that, Barbara.
Sure. You don't technically need to take the program if you already have your PMP certification and you pass the exam from PMI. I can imagine that some people might want to still take refresher courses to learn some of the soft skills that aren't addressed at all in the PMP certification exam. For example, particularly the leadership and communication course is one where PMP standards are much more vague about, and it's not a big part of the exam. So I can certainly understand why you would want to take extra courses to learn some of the soft skills that aren't discussed as well in the PMBOK. Hope that helps.
That's great. Thank you, Barbara. I know a question came in about a GPA lower than 3.0, which I already addressed. And then there's just one other question about a replay of this webinar and whether or not that will be available. There will be a link that we will send out. So if you did not have the opportunity to hear the whole presentation today, you can listen to it offline afterwards, and that will be available. We'll email that out. So those are the only questions that I see. I really appreciate everyone's time to learn more about this program. As you can see on the slide here, my contact information, as well as the program coordinator, Brandon Kelly, his contact information is here as well. I encourage you to reach out to either of us directly by email or phone if you have further questions, and we'd be happy to answer them. So thank you very much and have a great afternoon.